सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ओम सच्चिदानंद रूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रय विनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। ओम धर्मः प्रोज्झितकैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तावत्रयोन्मूलनं श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यतेऽत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिस्तत्क्षणात् नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्य किल शक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं समस्त देवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण आचार्येभ्यो नमः। परब्रह्मणे महाविष्णवे ब्रह्मणे सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नारदाय वेदव्यासाय शुकब्रह्मर्षये सूतमहामुनये शौनकादिऋषिभ्यो त्रयादृषिभ्यो प्रह्लादादिभक्तजनेभ्यो आदित्यादिनवग्रदेवताभ्यो मत्स्यादि अवतारेभ्यो दक्षिणामूर्ति दत्तात्रेय हयग्रीवादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम माता पितृदेवताभ्यो नमः। आदिपराशक्तिमात्रे नमः। आद्य शंकराचार्यवर्यादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कन्धः मुक्तिर्हित्वा अन्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः अथ त्रयोविंशोऽध्यायः। फ्रॉम 25। ओम व्यर्थयार्थे हया वित्तं प्रमत्तस्य वयोबलं कुशलायेन सिद्ध्यन्ति जरठः किं नु साधये कस्मात् संक्लिश्यते विद्वान् व्यर्थयार्थे आसकृतो कस्यचित् मायया नूनं लोकोऽयं सुमोहितः किं धनैर्धनदैर्वा किं कामैर्वा कामदैरुत मृत्युना ग्रस्यमानस्य कर्मभिर्वोत जन्मदैः नूनं मे भगवान् तुष्टः सर्वदेवमयो हरिः येन नीतो दशाम् एतां निर्वेदश्चात्मनः प्लवः सोऽहं कालावशेषेण शोषयिष्येऽङ्गमात्मनः अप्रोमत्तो अखिलस्वार्थे यदि स्यात् सिद्ध आत्मनः तत्र माम् अनुमोदेरन् देवाः त्रिभुवनेश्वराः मुहूर्तेन ब्रह्मलोकं खट्वाङ्गः समसाधयत। श्रीभगवानुवाच इत्यभिप्रेत्य मनसा ह्यावन्त्यो द्विजसत्तमः उन्मुच्य हृदयग्रन्थीन् शान्तो भिक्षुरभून्मुनिः स चचार महीम् एताम् संयतात्मेन्द्रियानिलः भिक्षार्थं नगरग्रामान् असङ्गो अलक्षितो अविशतो तं वै प्रवयसं भिक्षम् अवधूतम् असज्जनाः दृष्ट्वा पर्यभवन् भद्र बह्वीभिः परिभूतिभिः केचित् त्रिवेणुं जगृहुः एके पात्रं कमण्डलुं पीठं चैकेक्षसूत्रं च कन्थां चीराणि केचन प्रदाय च पुनस्तानि दर्शितान्याददुर्मुनेः अन्नं च भैक्ष्यसम्पन्नं भुञ्जानस्य सरित्तटे मूत्रयन्ति च पापिष्ठाः ष्ठीवन्त्यस्य च मूर्धनि यत वाचं वाचयन्ति ताडयन्ति न वक्ति चेत् तर्जयन्त्यपरे वाग्भिः स्तेनोऽयमिति वादिनः बध्नन्ति रज्ज्वा तं केचितो बध्यताम् इति क्षिपन्त्येकेव जानन्तः ह्येष धर्मध्वजः शटः क्षीणवित्तः इमां वृत्तिम् अग्रहेत् स्वजनोज्झितः अहो एष महासारः धृतिमान् गिरिराडिव मौनेन साधयत्यर्थं भगवत दृढनिश्चयः इति एके विहसन्त्येनम् अन्ये दुर्वातयन्ति च तं बबन्धुर्निरुरुधुः यथा क्रीडनकं द्विजम् एवं स भौतिकं दुःखं दैविकं दैहिकं च यतो भोक्तव्यमात्मनोदिष्टं प्राप्तम् अबुध्यत परिभूत इमां गाथाम् अगायत नराधमैः पातयद्भिः स्वधर्मस्थः धृतिम् आस्थाय सात्विकीं द्विजौवाच नायञ्जनो मे सुखदुःखहेतुः न देवतात्मा ग्रहकर्मकालाः मनः परं कारणमामनन्ति संसारचक्रं परिवर्तयेत् यतो मनोगुणान्वयि सुजते बलीयः ततश्च कर्माणि विलक्षणानि शुक्लानि कृष्णानि अथ लोहितानि तेभ्यः सवर्णाः श्रुतयो भवन्ते अनीह आत्मा मनसा समीहता हिरण्मयो मत्सक उद्विजष्टे मनः स्वलिङ्गं परिगृह्य कामान् जुषन्निबद्धो गुणसङ्गतोऽसौ दानं स्वधर्मो नियमो यमश्च श्रुतं च कर्माणि च सद्व्रतानि सर्वे मनोनिग्रहलक्षणान्ताः परो हि योगो मनसः समाधिः समाहितं यस्य मनः प्रशान्तं दानादिभिः किं वद तस्य कृत्यम् असंयतं यस्य मनो विनश्यतु दानादिभिश्चेदपरं किमेभिः मनोवशेन्ये हि अभवन् स्म देवाः मनश्च नान्यस्य वशं समेति भीष्मो हि देवः सह सहीयान् युञ्जाद्वशेतं स हि देवदेवः तं दुर्जयं शत्रुमसह्य वेगम् अरुन्तुदं तन्न विजित्य केचितो कुर्वन्त्यसत् विग्रहमत्र मर्त्यैः मित्राण्युदासीनरिपोन्विमूढाः देहं मनोमात्रमिमं गृहीत्वा ममाहमित्यं दधियो मनुष्याः एषोऽहमन्योऽयमिति भ्रमेण दुरन्धभारे तमसि भ्रमन्ति जनस्तु हेतुः सुखदुःखयोश्चेत् किमात्मनश्चात्र हि भौमयोस्तत जिह्वां क्वचित् दशति स्वदद्भिः तद्वेदनायां कथमाय कुप्येत् दुःखस्य हेतुर्यदि देवतास्तु किमात्मनस्तत्र विकारयोस्तद यदङ्गमङ्गेन निहन्यते क्वचित् क्रुध्येत कस्मै पुरुषस्वदेहः आत्मा यदि स्यात् सुखदुःखहेतुः किमन्यतस्तत्र निजस्वभावः न ह्यात्मनोऽन्यत् यदि तत्मृषा स्यात् क्रुध्येत कस्मात् न सुखं न दुःखं ग्रहानिमित्तं सुखदुःखयोश्चेत् किमात्मनोजस्य जनस्य ते वै ग्रहैर्ग्रहस्यैव वदन्ति पीडां क्रुध्येत कस्मै पुरुषस्ततोऽन्यः कर्मास्तु हेतुः सुखदुःखयोश्चेत् किमात्मनस्तद्धि जडा जडत्वे देहस्त्वचित् पुरुषोऽयं सुपर्णः क्रुध्येत कस्मै न हि कर्ममूलम् कालस्तु हेतुः सुखदुःखयोश्चेत् किमात्मनस्तत्र तदात्मकोऽसौ नाग्नेर्हि तापो न हिमस्य तत्स्यात् क्रुध्येत कस्मै न परस्य द्वन्द्वं न केनचित् क्वापि कथञ्चनास्य द्वन्द्वोपरागः परतः परस्य यथा महः संसृतिरूपिणः स्यात् एवं प्रबुद्धो न बिभेति भूतैः एतां स आस्थाय परात्मनिष्ठाम् अध्यासितां पूर्वतमैर्महर्षिभिः अहं तरिष्यामि दुरन्तपारं तमो मुकुन्दाङ्घ्रिनिषेवयैव श्रीभगवानुवाच निर्विद्य नष्टद्रविणो गतक्लमः प्रव्रजगाम्बर्यटमान इत्थं निराकृतो असद्भिरपि स्वधर्मात् अकम्पितो मुम्मुनिराहगाताम सुखदुःखप्रदो नान्यः पुरुषस्यात्मविभ्रमः मित्रोदासीनरिपवः संसारस्तमसः कृतः तस्मात् सर्वात्मना तात निगृहाण मनोधिया मय्यावेशितया युक्तः एतावान् योगसङ्ग्रहः य एतां भिक्षुणा गीतां ब्रह्मनिष्ठां समाहितः धारयन् श्रावयन् शृण्वन् द्वन्द्वैर्नैवाविभूयते इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायाम् एकादशस्कन्धे भिक्षुगीतं नाम त्रयोविंशोऽध्यायः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ श्रीकृष्णा शरणं मम, श्रीभागवत शरणं मम, श्रीसद्गुरु शरणं मम, श्रीसूता शरणं मम, श्रीशुकदेव शरणं मम, श्रीव्यास शरणं मम, श्रीनारद शरणं मम, श्रीकुमार शरणं मम, श्रीब्रह्म शरणं मम, श्रीविष्णु शरणं मम, श्रीपरब्रह्म शरणं मम, श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम, शरणं मम, शरणं मम। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। ॐ मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। ॐ श्रीमद्भागवतं पुराणतिलकं यद्वैष्णवानान्धनं यस्मिन् पारमहंसमेवममलं ज्ञानं परं गीयते यत्र ज्ञानविरागभक्तिसहितं नैष्कर्यमाविष्कृतं तत्शृण्वन् प्रपठन् विचारणवरः भक्त्या विमुच्येन्नरः स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुण्ठे नास्त्ययं रसः अतः पिबन्तु सद्भाग्याहमामुञ्चदगर्हिजित। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ श्रीकृष्णपरब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादशस्कन्धः मुक्तिरित्वान्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः अथ त्रयोविंशोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच So by God's Guru's Kripa, this Bhagavata Adhyanam we are doing in this 23rd chapter in these two portions. In the first portion, the causes and results of the Parama Vairagya which this Brahmana got. In the second portion, he will point it to us that the entire problem, entire samsara is only in the mind. Doing every sadhana, but if the mind is not understood, not controlled, not mastered, not dissolved, and not transcended, nothing of spiritual life is earned or learnt or progressed, lived. On the other hand, if every sadhana is directed towards these 5 steps regarding the mind, understanding the mind, controlling the mind, the mastering the mind, rightly utilizing the mind and transcending the mind, then we have understood the essence of entire Adhyatmic sadhana. That's the second portion he will so beautifully discuss. And in that, he will point to us how, what only the mind is become cause for every dukkha and no other thing in the world. He will exhaustively tell us. Thereafter, one by one again he takes up and shows to us when you yourself is the cause, your mind only is the cause for all problem. How are you becoming kruddha, krodhita? with something other than you and your mind. Krudyeta kasmai, krudyeta kasmai, krudyeta kasmai. How you are becoming angry? From here only, Shankara Bhagavan in Bhajagovindam, Vyartham Kupyasi Mayasa Vishnu, that line he wrote. How do you become angry or reacting or frustrated for anything in the world when the culprit is in you, your own mind? What a beautiful discussion. If this one topic is thoroughly, exhaustively understood, entire sadhana is understood, adhyatmikta is understood by us, and no more we will see the world as an enemy. No more will have any ill feeling for fighting or enmity with the world. Total difference, orientation changes. And world is nothing but what we do, it's reciprocation. So we have stopped taking the world as enemy. World also stops persecuting us per se. So, in this first portion, in this cause of Vairagya, Bhikshu or that Brahmana, how a very ignoble life he lived and everything of him was rooted away. He was left all alone and he started contemplating and he came to understand. And the first understanding about the anarthata of the artha purushartha. Then he came to the second point of ki, with the mind focused only on excessive artha and kama, if one has wasted his all ability talents, and while pursuing that dhana, vayaha age also gets over. Once one becomes old, what you are going to achieve now? Jarataha kimnu sadhaye is talking about himself. Now I have become old. What can I earn? What can I achieve now? Means it's a very to the topic relevant question for himself. Ki, now I become old. No, the earlier time of energy, talents, opportunities are not there to me. Therefore, again I can't run to earn the wealth, especially after understanding the anartha of the wealth. So therefore, should I go and say maaf to the entire praja who are insulting me, whom I troubled earlier? Oh, I may it may also not affect because they have taken me to be an enemy, and it is seen through all their activities. So neither I can earn the wealth, nor I can again earn the friends of the past, nor any of the good fame and name now. Because to get good name and fame, I must do a lot of charitable actions. Time nahi hai, paise nahi hai. Therefore, what is left to me? Only one thing, the inner journey. To be steadfast in that inner spiritual journey of pursuing the Lord, you have to continuously, constantly encourage, inspire yourself. The one of the very good technique of encouraging, inspiring is even such a difficult situation, followed by the thought of doing spiritual sadhana toward the old age, should be taken as the God's krupa. And it is so also. These are the beautiful things He is educating us in. So, to the youngsters, is in address. Do you think you can do some sadhana when you become older? It's impossible. What you do now, that alone helps. To the elderly people also, elder by age and who have gone through all the drama of experience of life, especially like that Brahmana, not that much bad, but most of us will have some or the other that sort of thing where all our effort appear to be not fully fruitful, whether it's a business or earning money or bringing up the children, maybe all our expectations may not be fulfilled. And if our prarabdha is such one, we may be left all alone also. कुछ ना कुछ हर एक बंदे को ओल्ड एज में डिसअपॉइंटमेंट होता है either at least of the diseases or I have not done great things in the past. Kimahagam sadhuna karavam, kimahagam papamakaravam. This sort of regret, guilt, or as said in Bhajagovindam, yavat vittoparjana saktaha, tavat nija parivaro raktaha, pashat jivati jarjara dehe, vartankopina pruchati gehe. So nobody will ask us about us. It is you only who have to hold on to your children, grandchildren. And when you talk to them, they feel only burdened. Some obligation outside they smile. And you may stay nearby to each other. But once in 2, 3 months only you talk. They are busy in their life. No, they can't have time for you. Is it not? Everybody once they cross 35 years, 40, children getting married and their children, they need their own time for their own thing. As elders, we can't expect them from them anything. They gave us parenthood by being our children, and they gave opportunity to express that vatsalya and love. More than that, anything expected from children. Rare children will reciprocate it if they are measured, that also if it is in our prarabdha. In most of the cases, our expectations are not fulfilled for the reason what we expect and what is their nature and what is their prarabdha, they don't go together. Therefore, disappointment only. From that disappointment should precipitate this beautiful vairagya as this bhikshu has got. Then what happened? Every those bitter experiences have yielded to us the best thing. We have truly encashed that blank check from the Lord. How deeply these things have to be thought so that our conviction for Adhyatmic sadhana is so pakka that what not even one day or one moment we are wasting. Also, not allowing our mind to get disturbed by the things, being situations, pursuits outside. नो मोर अब होगा एक जिंदगी का अनुभव से हमें परमानेंट वैराग्य आना चाहिए इनफ ऑफ इट आई नेवर गो टू एनीथिंग और बीइंग इफ दे कम आई विल डू वॉट एवर सेव इफ पॉसिबल इफ रिक्वायर्ड दैट टू नॉट एट द कॉस्ट ऑफ माई साधना हाँ थ्रू साधना व्हेन यू अचीव योर ओन सिद्धि देयर इज नथिंग फॉर यू टू अचीव देवर यू कीप सर्विंग द वर्ल्ड एंड दैट सर्विस अगेन ओनली द स्पिरिचुअल that's how one has to very pakka. As we said yesterday, day before, both days, I remember. We are not so inspired in our sadhana because we are not pakka in the things. We are still vague. In that vagueness, sometimes we do good, sometimes we don't do it. And nowhere we are steady or steadfast or regular. थोड़ा ये भी करते हैं तो वो भी करते हैं आप फाइनली कुछ भी ठीक नहीं करते सो नो क्या करना ओनली थ्री थॉट्स आई विल नॉट गो टू द वर्ल्ड I am self sufficient with myself. Second, I'll go and reach only the Lord. Third, only after reaching the Paramatma Anubhava, then I'll come back and serve the world. Right now, I am become old now. I have done all my duties, deliberations. Whatever wealth is there, that also is distributed. Huh? Like everybody in the world, I pray. Like for everybody, as I pray in the world, I pray for the entire universe. In that, all these people around me also fall. Nothing special for them. This is how four things when we decide and go on doing it, then what happens is all the kashaya or the malinata of tamas rajas goes away. As the sattva becomes bright, etc., in that sattva guna, then the knowledge starts dawning, both about how we lived a false life of valuing our mana, indriya, jiva, deha, vishwa, jagat. And also in that sattva guna, what is the goal? That is Paramatma. How to pursue it and how to take out time एनर्जी ये सब जो है उस सत्व गुण में अपने आप प्रकट होते हैं जो अभी नहीं है हमको अब तो कोशिश भी इतना कम ही है कि वी डू एवरीथिंग एल्स देन ओनली इम्पोर्टेंस टू स्पिरिचुअलिटी सो इट ऑल विल हैपन व्हेन वी नो इट एंड डू इट विल बी मोर जॉयफुल बिकॉज हम जैसे सोच रहे हैं वैसे हम कर रहे हैं जैसा हम कर रहे हैं वैसा हम फल भी देख रहे हैं Now he says, a general question, Kasmat samklishyate vidvan vyarthayartehaya asakrutu. Now, in a very blatant or blunt and abusive language, sarcastic language, the meaning of the first sentence in this sloka in Hindi is like this, कि ये जो व्यर्थ अर्थ के पीछे भागते हुए एक नहीं दो नहीं तीन नहीं बार बार कैसे बेवकूफ और मूर्ख बन रहे हो दैट इज अ फीलिंग इन दैट सेंटेंस कस्य कस्मात् संक्लिश्यते विद्वान व्यर्थया अर्थ इहया असकृत how are one person asked how do you do so many murkha basic mistakes in one day how do you achieve or do so many nonsense things foolish things, murkhatva in one day. That fellow answered, I get up very early. You understand? सुबह उठते ही शुरू करता हूँ तो रात तक हजार होते हैं. So the point is what? Asakrit, not once, not twice. So many lives, and in every life, every time, our attention is only on artha and kama. Expansion of the artha, using that artha for the kama, which is only giving us, as said earlier, klesha of every sort. Is it not? And knowing or unknowing, accept or not, the biggest klesha we get because of artha and kama is we are not able to follow our moksha purushartha properly. Yeah, like in Upanishadic level, as it is said, if you don't pursue the Atmanubhava and reach it out, it is as bad as you have committed your Atmahatya. Ekecha Atmahano Janaha. How many times we heard about it? As a human being, if the final Purushartha of moksha, if you have not pursued diligently, seriously, achieved or not, it depends. It's His grace and how much prarabdha we have. But 100% I have done my best for my own spiritual evolution and emancipation. There is no greater joy, achievement, fulfill than this. Anything other than moksha purushartha is atmahatya only. Because you as an atma or an individual lived doing all the artha kama, more and sometimes dharma, which fetched nothing. Then when it has brought nothing to us, it is as good as all the time is wasted only. That is hatya only, no? जीवन का हत्या ही है वो अपने आप का. We have killed our own life span. We have killed all our opportunities. We have killed our all abilities. That's called Atmahatya. Is it not? Wealth goes not with us, Ramya. Papa Punya take us only to Swarga Naraka. Then where have you achieved something substantial, noble or higher? Nothing, no? Therefore, it is called Atmahatya Sadrusham only. That's why he says, Ashakrutu, so many times, how can we murkha? Vyartaya, artai, haya. And you say you are Vidwan. Real Vidya, Vidvata, is to know what gives fulfillment and doing that, na? Not that which gives fulfillment, filled with all foolishness. Is it not? Then kasachit maya nunam lokoyam suvimohitaha. He just generally looked at everyone. While he looked at everyone, he has put himself also in that and made a sentence. Then he pulled himself outside and then he found himself to a little safer and secured place. What is the sentence he made while putting himself in the total? If somebody is Maya, that everyone are deluded while for running behind Artha Kama at the cost of Dharma Moksha. That is what. Kasyachit Maya, Ayam Loka Suvimohitaha. Indeed, Nuna. Nuna. At the statement level, he also included in that. Because till that moment he was. Now, luckily, he has separated from that group. He started thinking. In that thinking, he understood the familiarity of the Dharma, Artha Kama. Therefore, he is slowly withdrawing from it. And what's permanent is God. He is pursuing that. Therefore, he is luckily coming out of that Maya. And who is the one who is blessing to come out? It's again Bhagavan. So, from this, a lesson is whenever we get an opportunity as well as involvement in spirituality, consider it as Bhagavan's Krupa, which is sought by us only. Make use of it. Whenever we are caught up in the worldly things and all, we are cursed by Bhagavan's Maya, affected by the Maya, and that also our own invocation. Don't do that. For that only Buddhi is given every moment. ये साधना है, ये माया है, ये बंधन का है कारण, ये मोक्ष का कारण. In this way, every moment we have to. Every moment there is a chance to fall on the road, even when you are walking or driving vehicle. But don't we balance ourselves? Three things we do. One, we balance ourselves from falling. Second, we stably ourselves stay. Third, we keep on moving ahead. गिरने से बचना, संभाल के रहना, आगे चलते रहना. These three we do. So too, with our intellect and discretion, हमें गिरने से बचना है means run not behind अर्थ कामा. Stable रखना है means keep pursuing dharma. And keeping ahead, going ahead means pursuing our moksha purushartha through bhakti and jnana. In the bhakti, through the navada bhakti, we see to it that all our mano buddhi chitta dehadi sarvam bhagavan ko samarpana. Then in His grace, we are taken or we are given the darshana of His loka or we are given that wisdom about what is the truth reality and the cover of Maya goes away. In the Jnana Marga, the Viveka Vairagyadi, Shamadamadi, Shravanamannadi, then Nididhyasaname, Sarva Vyapaka Atmanabhuti. This will remind every time, sir, we should know what is the meaning of Adhyatmik Sadhana. नहीं तो फिर वो main point है छूट जाएगा. This is the load of this sloka. Then a big question he asks, 27 wala, which is very worthy. And it is so philosophical, so spiritual, that it appears to be boring for the worldly people. See, the people are many types who take the world so seriously. In that only they are in. Some people are there who are seriously in the world. Spirituality की शौक के लिए लेते हैं वो लोग. For such people, these things are not appealing. But those who want to take Adhyatmikata genuinely, seriously, spiritually, sincerely, to them this is a sloka which helps maximum. And it has to come into the heart of everyone one day or the other. Better earlier, as early as possible. What is that? Kim dhanai dhanadaiva. In the same way, Kim kamairva kamadaihi uta mrutyuna grasyamanasya kamabhirva uta janmadaihi. Is it not? As long as we have not discovered Paramatma Mastu, we are a Jiva. As a Jiva, in general, every moment we are dying as an experiencer, philosophically. Other than that, in every Deha we are entering, according to Prarabdha, inevitably we go through various changes, modifications, and one day die. Therefore, only the Atma Anubhava is Amrutyu or Amarana or Amara. Amrita Swarup. Is it? Only Atma Anubhuti is Amrita Swarup. Other than the Atma Anubhuti, everything is Mrityu Prayam, Mrityu Swarupa. Means in any other achievements, whatever they are all grasya, consumed by the Mrityu. That is what the word he used, Mrityuna grasya manasya. Mrityu means non-permanency. Then you have to leave it, whatever it is. Like I am a big officer now. This officerness me is already started being consumed by the mrityu. Is it not? When the time of retirement comes, so there is no more an officer. He is dead now. Mrityu, maran ho gaya us officer ka. You have to put the X word vaha. You can't even be, you will not be entertained or in welcomed only. Is it not? Mrityuna grasyamanasya. As a deha, I am held by the mrityu. कब पूरा निगलने का पता नहीं, लेकिन निगल तो रही रहा है हर पल. So to different power position, whatever you get, it has its own mrityu. See the Ramayana, Ravana tried so much to conquer all the world and all the Dikpalakas, and it is giving us Valmiki Ramayana nowadays, the Uttarakanda, the achievements a person can gain through his tapas shakti, through the anugraha of the Paramatma. There he worshipped Brahmadeva. And yet he can continue to be his own मूर्खता of ego and selfishness. देखो ego छोटा हो या बड़ा हो, in both ways it is binding only. We are all bound by small egos. Ravana, they are bound by big egos. We are all bound by small little Baba. He is bound by the bigger Baba. Whether it is small or big, both are the same. And what happens to us? One day we die. What happened to him? One day he died. We lived 100, 120. He might have lived from Kruta Yuga up to end of Treta Yuga, some 2.5 lakhs years. 2 lakhs 80 years was the age of Ravanasura, according to some of the Puranas. Because he was there in Kruta Yuga, बहुत लंबा, अब different versions of calculation are there, which is authentic. We don't know about the time. We don't have that much of ability, therefore we don't talk much about it. We only say Kruta, Treta, Dwapara, Kali Yuga, and there is different frames of calculating those timings. We are not well versed in that, so we should not talk on those. Whatever, but he has lived a very long time. So if he was there in the Kartavirya, Arjuna, Kala and all, they all belong to Kruta Yuga. So he is coming from there. But he also one day finished. Clear? Mrityuna grasyamanasya is explained. Not only we are being eaten by the mrityu as a human. Being a human, whatever pursuits we are going to gain anything, a power or position, that also is consumed by the mrityu, means nothing is permanent. Is it not? The dhanatva is mrityu only. Because you will not carry that money with you next life. With that money, whatever punya you have done, that goes with you. In fact, with all the wealth, if only papa is done, or in the papa marga the wealth is earned, wealth is taken away by people here, not allowed to be taken by you. And there we only suffer the phala of the papa karma. Therefore, the dhanatva, the janatva, the yavanatva, everything is mrityu grasya. I tell you, your all excellent abilities, talents, they're all consumed only. वो तो इसी जन्म में देखते रहते हम. मृत्युनाग्रस्य मानस्य, the singer in me, the talented person in me, the contributor in me, they all are at one time gone. Is it not? What? See, that is why in Bhagavata, 2-3 times it came earlier. Huh? Two things. What comes unasked, don't put your efforts for that. So too, what just goes away in Kala, don't put effort for that. Then that which cannot come without effort, and that which is permanent, seek only that. Do your all efforts only to gain that. बिना मेहनत का जो नहीं मिलता है और मिले वो जो शाश्वत होता है उसी को परस्यू करो. दैट इज बिना मेहनत इज स्पिरिचुअल साधना एंड द थिंग टू बी अचीव्ड इज योर ओन आत्मस्थिति, आत्मानुभूति, मुक्त स्थिति. The sukha dukha and all, you know, it's such a thing, the past prarabdha anyway will bring. Second is we are part of samishti, therefore obviously we get it. Third, Bhagavan said, Yogakshema Mahamyaham, we not worry at all. Is it not? Even if we put effort and gain, it won't stay with us. It will just go away. Whereas the spirituality, million lives you wait, it won't start by itself, we have to start. Having started, pursued, and reached out to the ultimate truth. If the beauty is what, it never fades away, it never goes away, it never reduces. Is it not? वो आत्मानुभूति एक बार मिल गया फिर से जीव देह बनकर, we don't come back to बंधनता. Therefore, can't we choose that, do that? मैं तो ये कहता भगवान इतने दुख फ्रस्ट्रेशन दो, लाइक कुंती माता asked, that without even any trace of expectation still from the world, wholeheartedly, fully, day in and day out, let me pursue on the adhyatmikata at every cost of the body's comforts, the mind's securities, the intellect's unnecessary thoughts. सब छोड़कर सिर्फ भगवान को ही परस्यू करने के लिए, कन्विक्शन पाने के लिए जो कोई भी करना है भगवान उसमें, आप मुझे नुकसान कराओगे, इंसल्ट कराओगे, पिटाई कराओगे, करा दो. And you will do it only. That's what happened to this Brahman. Like you take your child who is so notorious, not listening to you, to a counselor, to any headmaster or teacher of the school. Those days it used to happen. और कोई बाबा जी को आज ले जाकर ये नालायक है, बात नहीं सुन रहा, ठीक कर दो उसको. In the same way, our mind also should be left to the Lord in this way. भगवान ये मेरे प्रयत्न से ठीक नहीं हो रहा, आप थोड़ा इसको ठीक कर दो. Then he will send such experiences that you are tied so much from all directions, that you have only one way left, that you have to develop full vairagya for the world and go toward Paramatma. एक ही रास्ता खुला रहेगा जो अध्यात्म वाला. If that way all doors gets closed, only the door for spirituality is open in our life. I tell you, Bhagwan's Guru Parampara's Krupa is fully there on us. Seek that. मैं तो मांग रहा हूँ भगवान ऐसे फंसाओ, ऐसे बिठाई दसाओ कि कहीं नहीं जाना, सिर्फ आपके चरण में. क्यों? लातों का भूत अगर बातों से नहीं मानता तो मारना ही पड़ेगा लात. अगर प्रॉपरली समझ लिया so then that's good. With their own matured thinking, only few people get vairagya and go towards Lord. बाकी सबको तो बहुत डंडे पड़नी है तभी जाकर सीधे रास्ते पे आते. That's why law and order in the society, even the God's kingdom is required, because more people are notorious, they have to be strongly treated to not do bad and do good. Very few are there who are by natural good, that उनको बोलने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती है ना. क्लास में एक आध बच्चे होते 50 में जो दे कम टू क्लास स्टडी साइलेंट विदाउट डिस्टर्बिंग टीचर और एनीबॉडी, बाकी सब नालायक, उनको तो पिटाई करना ही पड़ता है. सो टू इन एन ऑफिस 5, 6, 10 will be their percentage who are honest, genuine. बाकी को डांटते ही रहना पड़ता है. In the world also, in our life also, we are in that category, majority. So Bhagwan, please mold us. Or you learn from the life of Bhikshu, very serious and sincere. One can, one is expected, one is allowed to have the common sense to learn from the Bhikshu's experience. You can learn, किसने मना किया? Why should you go through the dukkha? जरूरत नहीं है. But like him, only everybody. With all the papa, when you earn only artha and kama, one day all that goes away. People also will hate you. Nobody will be concerned for you. Therefore, that experience we have not gone through, but we have seen that as an example of that Bhikshu, and as he learned, let us learn the lesson. Therefore, let me not waste my time and energy for this Vyartha, Anartha, Rupa, Artha earning. Let me pursue only sadhana. Then from this, then naturally you are not working in the world, you are not earning lot of money, all desires, all demands, all luxuries, all comforts, obviously we start giving up. क्योंकि मैं नहीं कमा रहा हूँ, इसलिए बस भिक्षु के रूप में you just go for some begging which is allowed, little is given, you eat that, that's it, remaining time for sadhana. मजा आता है वो वाला जीवन. ठीक है. Then what are the three things? Mrutyuna grasyamanasya. We are all being held by mrityu, being consumed by the mrityu moment by moment. Such of us, how can we waste our time in these three pursuits? One, kim dhanaihi dhanadaihi. Wealth and wealth givers. One set. Second, kamaihi kamadaihi. The kama bhoga and the kama bhoga givers, called as objects, sometimes people who give us love, who give us some service, etc. Third one is karma bhirva uta janmadaihi. Doing any karma, it can be sapunya karma, it can be yagna aga karma, which gives us punya, which leads to more and more further janma only. In every janma, please remember, there is always danger of again falling into the trap of artha kama. Even Utkrishta sadhana, punyam done, great janma also you got. But again there is continuously an opportunity to evolve. Punyatma unko. Again there is a danger to fall. Those who have not at all done any sadhana, unke to, they will be born only in those families where again artha kama alone is the goal. Like you can see the entire, आप अपने relatives, friends, कितने लोग हैं genuinely pursuing spirituality as main goal, other things secondary. Not once in a while going to temple or celebrating in festival. Also, anybody will do that. See, out of 100, you don't see even one family, including our own. हम तो time pass के लिए class के लिए आ रहे. So therefore, they have done punya. They were born as human. They got good wealth. They got all the comfort. They have got society में नाम वगैरह. But शून्य in spirituality. So they're again caught up in that only, no? And they do some social service again, which is accounted as punya. Again, that fetches him again a good life earlier. But all through that sat punya karma, again he is only in the worldliness. Spirituality is not entering. That is why he says, Kim karma bihi janmadaihi va. Karma birva hota janmadaihi. What is the use of any karma which gives pura uttara janmas? Papa karma, uttara janma, bad janmas, पुण्य कर्म उत्तर जन्म द गुड जन्मस. व्हाट हमको तो जन्म मरण से पार कराने वाला चाहिए अब. एंड दैट्स नॉट पॉसिबल थ्रू कर्म. देन इट्स पॉसिबल ओनली थ्रू ज्ञानम. ज्ञानम मीन्स द आत्म स्वरूप ज्ञानम, दैट आई एम दैट सेल्फ which is beyond birth and death. That's what the entire Upanishadic literature talks about. So if you see in the Vedic parlance, the one who was involved in karma kanda, doing papa or punya and getting all results, slowly evolved to the second stage of upasana, where he's getting out of his individuality, ego, selfishness and all, by offering everything to the Lord. Thus, by doing all that, as he's become purified in his antakarana, his buddhi becomes satvika to pursue the reality or the truth or the permanent, then he becomes qualified for the Upanishads. Is it not? यज्ञ याग किया है, पाप पुण्य किया है, सुख दुख पाया है, फिर उपासना किया है, फिर अहम मम को कम कर दिया है, देन ज्ञान मार्ग को अपनाया, स्वरूप या तत्व को जान लिया. Where do we stand? All should finally boil down to where do I stand? What is my thing now to be done? What I have to do for myself? ये हमारे दृष्टि में रहना चाहिए. This श्लोक I really liked it. किम धनैर धनदैर्वा किम कामैर्वा कामदैरुथा मृत्युना ग्रस्यमानस्य कर्मभिर्वा उत जन्मदै. And this transformation should happen inside. Outside, reduce your dependencies and avoid all the unwanted contacts, but never be abnormal also. Be a simple normal person. We should be like an iron becoming magnet, that it has no change in its color or weight or mass, but something changed inside it. So too our normal routine of dharma, of concern for the people continues. All excesses are cut asunder. Anything which we were doing for our own selfishness also removed fully. Just observe normal. But inside, we have transformed ourselves, got such a conviction that the karma which gives Uttara Janmas, the Bhoga and the givers of Bhoga, Dhana and givers of Dhana, they all, with all those accumulations, none of them are going to protect me from my death. Samprapte sanite kale, nahi nahi rakshati dukrum karne. Therefore, the only Adhyatmika Marga which gives me the Amrutattva, I will follow it. And steadfast in that. For that, whatever satsang should be listened, whatever the manana chintana to be done, whatever the grasping of the thing to be done, whatever the adhyatmic sadhana of external, internal preparations to be done, and the innermost sadhana of either inquiring to discover the self or contemplating on the self, about which we already gained the knowledge from the Upanishadic satsang. Routine, day by day, karte. A wrong negative example I am telling, but take it. He a chore, put it in kala pani, because of his thing. काला पानी या नहीं तो अंडमान वाला घमासान अंडमान ही काला पानी कहते होंगे. Very dangerous it is. Oh, oh, it's not that I went there somewhere. Then if that fellow want to escape it, how to do? धीरे धीरे वो अपने जेल में एक सुराख बनाते रहना चाहिए. सुराख is Urdu word from surang, a Hindi word. All the day is normal with other inmates and all the jailers, etc. Night, every day half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hour, with whatever instrument is there, slowly you should dig or you should make a hole. When that hole is fully made, one day track वहां से चला जाना चाहिए. Understood? In the same way, while doing that, we are all in the jail of samsara. We are all inmates in jail. So be normal with other jailers and all, other inmates as well as jailers. But day in and day out, slowly we have to make our own exit. धीरे धीरे थोड़ा सिंसियरली करते एक दिन वो पूरा तैयार हो गया, बस निकल जाओ बाहर. And in this one thing, what you have to learn is, though the quantity is of big importance and matter, is it not? Maximum time doing sadhana in the initial days and throughout the journey also, more important than the quantity is quality. Is it not? You can do 10 minutes of japa, but that should be so qualitative that it should take us a step ahead in our learning of concentration and devotion. Do 15-minute puja, but that should be so filled with our devotion and that faith that I am doing upasana through this idol to the Lord who is invoked in this for my convenience. And he came, gave me that chance to receive puja through this Shaligrama or Shivalinga. 15 minutes. One paragraph of the text studied. Not that one day entire book is finished like a novel. No. एक ही para, but qualitative it should be. 10 minutes of meditation, qualitative. Like any asana, 3 आसन qualitative करो, it gives its own benefit. नॉन क्वालिटी वाला आप आधा घंटा एक एक पूरे आसन करो, कोई फायदा नहीं. पूरा किताब पढ़ो, कोई फायदा नहीं. Whenever you are doing japa but mind is not there qualitatively, फायदा नहीं. You are doing every abhishek unto the Lord but you are not fully doing it devotionally qualitative, क्या फायदा? Then in keeping that quality intact, keep on adding the quantity. And slowly eject out of this jail. What is jail? Aham jivosmi, aham dehosmi. Jagat satyamasti, and in the Jagat there is Sukha Bhoga. Therefore, I must hook or crook, beg or borrow or steal, must own or possess and indulge in the Jagat. These are all wrong concepts are jail. All of them are concepts and they are absolutely wrong. You know, Bhagavan is there, he can be worshipped, Guru is there, he should be listened to, Shastra should be heard, and we have to contemplate on. ये सब भी concept है, but it is liberating. Because in the truth, ultimately none of them are there. He is one without second. But these are all helping us to come out. Om. Maharaj, you have your own freedom to log off. Don't remove me. Om, Om. Now comes, what a beautiful shloka. You know, how to come out of that inner feeling of bitterness, inner feeling of frustration, inner feeling of disappointments, inner feeling of humiliations. When we are inflicted all these things by the world around, and all of them come because of our own deservability, we did papa anyway. पाप करने के बाद ही ये सब आते हैं हमको, बट दुख तो हो रहा है ना. हाउ टू कम आउट ऑफ इट? The point is, I realized that it was my mistake that people have insulted. And that insult is giving me pain inside. This, because I have accepted it was my mistake, pain will not go, no? How to avoid that pain? How to add some vilakshana chemicals that the pain becomes inspiration? Is it not? Imagine that one. That's the next shloka. And gem of this shloka it is. I tell you, in one particular context, the most beautiful is this shloka. Feel that. Place oneself in that Brahmana's place, and as he is feeling, we should feel. Exactly. What he says, Nunam me Bhagavan tushtaha sarvadeva mayo harihi yena nito dashametam nirvedaschatmanah plavaha. If this on this sloka, as many days we spend and as deep we become in understanding and accepting, so much blessings we are giving to ourselves. Generally, when we suffer, we blame the world. When nobody is ready to take blame, easily available is Bhagavan. And little bit bhakti also we give up and become more nastika with dukkha. I'm doing your upasana, worship, puja, and demanding you this and that. Instead of giving me that, you have taken away whatever the thing was also there. Therefore, you are not God. You are Rakshasa. No more devotion to you. I'll not come to your temple. I'll not worship you. With little of either tests of such type, even what are vague bhaktis, there we give it away. And we become bitter only. How many ordinary stupid fellows you might have come across in the world? That I was doing worship regularly, but all my business, etc., got lost. Then I stopped worshipping God and my business started improving. Therefore, no more remembering God. Such a gross outlook. देखो, they have not even become little deeper in thinking. What is the meaning of blessing of Lord? What is the meaning of devotion? And what are the shortcomings of this samsara? ये कोई बेवकूफ लोग है वो, lowest level. Don't listen to them. Such a beautiful shloka it is. What is that? Sarva deva maya harihi Bhagavan nunam me tushtaha. The Lord who is in the form of all devatas. Sarva deva maya hari. Sarva Devamaya Hari is a beautiful sentence. Now, for this Brahmana now, Sarvam, whatever he is remembering in his mind now, all his friends, relatives who gave him all the troubles, each of them are appearing to him now as a Deva. Therefore, Sarva Deva is one state of evolution in him now. Second is, in and through all these Sarva Devatas, who is he seeing now is Harihi only. Sarva Deva Maya kaun hai? Harihi. So his vision is now what? Through every bitter experience he gained from the people, he is seeing only Bhagavan's Krupa. Bhagavan only came in their form. And thus he brought such a situation to me that now I got such a greatest of the boat once for all to cross the ocean of samsara. And the boat's name is Vairagya. So, Yena Nita Etam Dasham. It is Sarvadevamaya Bhagavan's Kripa that he has loved me so much that he used all these means and blessed me. He is tushta with me and he is blessed me. What is the blessing you are saying? He brought me into this dasha. You know, the four dashas there. One dasha is the outside, everything is lost. ना फ्रेंड्स रिलेटिव्स फैमिली मेंबर्स वेल्थ सब लॉस हो गया दिस इज द फर्स्ट दशा सेकंड इज टोटल फ्रस्ट्रेशन डिजेक्शन इनसाइड regrets and guilts and all. This is very essential. Third one is therefore absolute vairagya. Three dashas are over. Now the fourth one is came thus out of that vairagya is the mumukshata or the jignasa to know the Paramatma who is permanent. All these are explained to us through the stories of Kshira Sagara Mathana Ityadi. In the beginning, a poison only will come. Somehow we have to pacify the poisons fumes by Shanti, that is Shiva Rupa. Then pursue your churning. One day the ambrosia, the nectar, the amrita will come. But the amrita will be valid only when you have sadguna, satviguna like Devata. If you are Rajasic, Rajoguna, राक्षस है तो आपको अमृत नहीं मिलेगा. Not giving amrita to the rakshasas is in their own goodness interest, because if they take amrita as a rakshasa, they continue as rakshas only, so they will never improve. Is it not good that they are not given? So to the devatas, when they are given amrita, they won't die. Only they have to die to become like rakshasas now. They won't die, they continue to be good devatas only. इसे किसको अमृत देना है नहीं देना भी एक अकल की बात. If the rakshasas are given amrita, it is lost to them because they will never get a chance to become good. Because they are amrita as rakshasas, because they consumed it. So nobody understands it. Very subtle thing. It is why Bhagavan denied the nectar to the rakshasas. We all say, if the rakshasas are given amrita, they become permanent and their atrocities on the society will be so much. Therefore, Bhagavan did not give amrita to them. No, that was exhaustively discussed in that 6th, 7th skandha we studied in Bhagavata. Oh, that's only superficial reason. Because Bhagavan is any day, whatever the infliction the Rakshasas do to the other society, Bhagavan can come anytime as an avatara and finish them. But बड़ी बात थोड़े भगवान को आ जाते हैं. So that is not the purpose, that he wanted to protect people. Therefore, he did not give amrita to Rakshasa. No, then it is to protect the Rakshasas only he did not give amrita. So that they will die and again become good. नहीं तो eternally bad रहेंगे वो लोग. Very subtle. So again I am chanting this mantra. The feeling must come in everyone's heart. Nunam me Bhagavan tushtaha. Nunam means indeed, very much, verily, thank God. Bhagavan me tushtaha. The Lord is so happy with me. Who is that Lord? Sarva Deva Mayaha Harihi. The Hari Narayana, who is expressing in the form of all devatas, now for me in the form of all the Bandhu Mitradi. How do you say that Bhagavan has become pleased with you? Nunam me Bhagavan tushtaha. Yena nito dasha metam. That he brought this dasha in my life. The four dashas I told you. The outer dasha of all losses, frustrations. Inner dasha of inner dukkha. Then the third dasha vairagya. Now the fourth dasha is a conviction that Paramatma की तरफ ही मुझे जाना है. Yena nito dashametam. Then fourth one is nirvedacha atmanah plavaha. That because of the dasha, I got the nirveda, the total vairagya for the dehadi, for the arthakamadi, for the arthakama giving karma, arthakama giving people, arthakama giving objects, arthakama giving dana. सबके प्रति मेरा निर्वाद हो गया. दिस इज द बोट seated in which rowing. The rowing is called doing karma and bhakti, jnana and bhakti. That the samsara of doing and coming, doing, coming, going, doing, coming, going, that ocean is crossed. So therefore, any problem in life, when it leads to vairagya and mokshuta, that problem is Bhagavan's blessing. Means the worst of situation also can be encased for the best of the benefit. That's called as yoga. विषाद को हमने योग के रूप में बदल लिया. That's called विषाद योग. The one extreme is what? The yoga दिलाने वाले human life को misuse करके विषाद में चले जाना. That is the Brahmana did. He born as Brahmana. That Brahmana Janma is a highly qualified Janma for him to do the yoga. Instead of doing that, he only went for the bhoga, entered into विषाद. तो योग को विषाद बनाया उन्होंने पहले खुद ही. Then from that विषाद again he got a yoga. The Viveka Yoga, then the Vairagya Yoga, then Mumukshuta Yoga, the Jignasa Yoga. He is firmly deciding now, which will be told in next two shlokas, that for this my life now, listen carefully, for this my life now, other than pursuing Paramatma, no other topic, no other program, no other planning, no other agenda. Can we do it? Is it not? Pakka. And accordingly plan. Do that. And other normal routine, every day we say this also, should go on effortlessly. Excesses, extras, you remove. But things normal. Because becoming sadhaka, don't say, I'm kal se main khana nahi kahungi ya khana. Don't tell your pill and children and daughter-in-law, etc. Unless they'll become happy. You don't tell them. Instead of eating 10 roti, you reduce it to 6 or 4. So that less eating, less sleep, more sadhana. Some things you can avoid. From today, slowly reduce. You are watching TV and spoiling the mind into rajas and tamas. You are unnecessarily inquiry about what is happening in the world, etc. Come karo. But other things normal. Attending to some routines of home. And if you are sufficiently moneyed person, employ the people, give them money. But you don't sleep or eat or go for outer walk and waste time looking here and there like a buffalo. No. Just spend time in tapasya. That's how commitment. He is taking that. That's why he says, Bhagavan is so happy with me. So as I said, the stage where when the dukkhas come, we blame the Lord, make him enemy. What's the lowest stage? And he, with all the dukkha, he is making it as the God's grace. That is called the Brahmanatva working there. The Janma Brahmanatva at this time point junction has helped him. क्षत्रिय वैश्य शूद्र है तो क्षत्रिय है तो गुस्सा ही करेगा. वैश्य है तो ट्राइज टू मैनिपुलेट. शूद्र है तो बिकम फ्रस्ट्रेटेड एंड स्लीपी. The Brahmanatva of him has protected him in taking this in right and positive stride. Is it not? इसलिए ब्राह्मण बनने के लिए सत्व गुण वाला कर्म साधना करते जाओ. And what is that, Swamiji? Can you tell in one short thing? Means keep on taking Bhagavan's name. That's it. 24 घंटे ओम नमो नारायण, ओम नमो नारायण, ओम श्री कृष्ण शरणम, ओम श्री मातरे, ओम गंगणपति नमः कहते जाओ. वो गो ऑन डूइंग. ओम ओम कह दो भी काफी है. ओम इज एवरी गॉड. That itself will make you Brahmana. That will give Sattva Guna. That itself will see that we don't do Papa. Even if it is in the past, when the Dukkha comes, that Sattva Guna will help us in taking it in positive direction. Else what will happen? We make everybody as victim and as the culprit. We accuse them, we abuse them, and we make bitter enemies with them, and we suffer in our mind. I'm learning it. Okay, with all these struggles in so many years, people don't come much to the class. No, I'm learning it. Others the frustration, "Hey, come or don't come, you do your class for yourself. Bhagavan is teaching this lesson. Now that question is reducing. That question or expectation or demand. And you are encashing it also. Who will come at what time, doesn't come, nobody informs me. Oh, 7, 6 o'clock, I have to put on nowadays every day the class. Then everybody comes like VIP Maharaja. But I accept it. That is for my interest only. It's very good. He is teaching me that I am sevak to all of you, dasoham. Otherwise, how long we can? How long we can? The more better experiences, the more our raga dvesha in the mind should go away, and that should be exchanged into other than Bhagavan, I want nothing. Therefore, other than pursuing Bhagavan, I will not do anything. Consciously, deliberately. And then the sadhana to achieve Bhagavan, I will do it so fully well. Improve my abilities, my capacities, and performances. And command from the Lord, not demand, that He will bless me. That's what all the tapasvins start at very scratchy level, their beginning tapasyas. But as they continue in time, what they do is perfect their tapasyas. That perfection of tapasya makes them command the Lord to come all the way from Vaikuntha and fulfill their demands. ऐसा हमको बनना चाहिए. तो नूनम में भगवान तुष्ट सर्वदेवमयो हरि येन नीतो दशामेताम निर्वेद च आत्मनः प्लवः. Okay. And the entire chapter talks about the gems of shlokas. Each one cuts asunder all the unnecessary pasha, both of raga as well as dvesha. You have to be very clear in that aspect and cut the pasha inside. Outer vyavahara as it is required, you do it. You don't have the pasha attachment with your milkman as well as your paper wala. Though he is giving your milk and paper from last 10 saal. Is it not? He gives paper, you give money, होगा इतना ही. Once in a festival में you give him some gift, sometimes you may ask कैसे हो बस. There is no pasha. Possible है कि नहीं वो. So to inner pasha you have to cut. See the matter. All these people are one day either they will die or we die. For that thing, why should we put all our useless efforts to get clinging onto them, attaching to them? More worst bimari than we get attached to them is trying to make them attached to us. I told you one day, 2, 3, 4, 5 months back, if you remember, when I get attached to you, always I have freedom to get detached because it is in my hands. If I make you attached to me, it is not in my hands later on. It is in your hands, and if you don't want to get detached, then you will trouble my sadhana. लेकिन हम ये दूसरा वाला ही चीज ज्यादा करते हैं. We try to make people attached to us, which will never click to us that we are doing such a blunder mistake. What is the Dadaji doing with the pota? He is trying to make the child attached to him. He is already attached. Then if the child is really attached to you, then he will not allow you to do sadhana. होता है कि नहीं? थोड़ा गंभीर बात है, स्वीकार इजीली नहीं होता उसका. उसका मजा नहीं आता हमको, बिकॉज इट्स अ फैक्ट, इट्स अ बिटर फैक्ट. That's how all alone, only toward the God. See, all this is by first to discover Paramatma. उसके बाद खेलो दुनिया में, जिसमें न फंसो न फंसाओ, हंसो और हंसाओ. Last sloka, 2 more slokas. Soham, such me, kala avasheshena, in the kala which is left out for me. Okay, kala avasheshena, in the remaining time, if in this lifespan, atmanah angam shoshayishe, I will do the shoshana of all my dehendriyadi upadhi by not giving them the expected or desired or demanded bhoga so far which is done. Mean tapasya. To the body, slowly I reduce the laziness given. To the indriyas, what is required I give. I will not give excess to them. Shoshana mai karunga. That is a tapasya. By that what is done? time is consumed. Excessive time wastage is not done. See, the sensitivity at one level, which is very tough to understand, बट कभी कभी बोलना पड़ता है कि नहीं. वेरी, आपको अच्छा नहीं लगेगा, आप हंसोगे मेरे बात सुनकर. आई थिंक वी शेयर्ड इट वन डे सम 20 days बैक. Even a glass of water extra I drink. For that extra time I have to waste in going to washroom as well as wasting the water also there. In one chapati extra I eat. That is wasting extra chapati also, and to digest it, the energy is wasted. Are you understanding sensitivity? One person extra I involved in my life. My time is wasted in talking to that person for all the pleasantries or for whatever it is. In extra 10 minutes walked also tires me. I have to compensate with it. Compensate it with extra rest taken. कितना हमको इकोनॉमिकल मतलब बनना पड़ता है देखो. दैट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ शोषयिष्ये अंगमात्मना. वेरी हाई लेवल ऑफ सेंसिटिविटी इट इज. इवन आंख खोलकर जरूरत से ज्यादा एक्स्ट्रा इस दुनिया को देखना भी नहीं. बिकॉज भद्रम पश्येम अक्षभिः and his entire world is abhadram only. Once you look with the eye and listen with the ears, then after you have no control. They have entered onto the mind. If it have to control at the senses level only, which is relatively easier. From the senses to the uncontrolled mind level, the forms and the sounds, if they reach through the eyes and ears, they start playing their havoc. Just like any bad food. Before putting it on the tongue and inside stomach, only we have to carefully and throw away. But once we allow it to enter into tummy, it's not in our hands, no. But निकाल सकते हो क्या बात से? It has to go through all the process. And if some the food is bad, such a food poisoning, मर ही जाते हैं बंदा. देखो जो चीज़ हमारे हाथ में है तभी उसको सीधा कर. So to children, by the age of 14, 13, they have to be trained. After that, they are not in your hands. Whatever you do, you have to only manage, negotiate. नाटक कितना भी करो बाहर कि मेरे बच्चे मेरे बात सुनते हैं, किसको नहीं पता. Shoshaisya Angamatmanaha, understood? It's a very sublime thing. My own Dehendriya Manabuddhis were making me a slave, for which I became slave to the world also, to also the adharma and papa and dharma kama. Now मैं इसका शोषण करता हूँ. शोषण in one word is any demand coming from any senses, just shut up. Slowly, that command you have. Suddenly one day नहीं होता हो. Like 10 hours per day I sleep. Suddenly if I reduce it to 4 or 5 hours, it will lead to all mental, physical imbalances. That immediately one should not do. Like a wild horse, wild elephant. Suddenly you can't control it. The revolt you cannot take. It is tamed slowly, steadily. But kept in the mind, the goal that it should fully be controlled, that I will mount on it and take it to whatever the place I want. यो कहते हैं उसको. In the same way, my 10 hours sleep, I'll reduce it to 5 hours. Make it 9.5, 9, 8.5, 8, slowly. So to the food eating, so to the other excesses. धीरे 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 शोषण कर देना. नहीं करोगे, instead of shoshana of the upadi, if you do the poshana of that, it will only become uncontrollable horse and elephant. Again, back to Artha Kama. So aham kala avasheshena shosheshe angamatmanaha. And then apramattaha akhila swarthe. Second thing. Whatever time remaining, I will become tapasvi and sadhaka by doing shoshana of all the things. Apramatta akhila swarthe. About the 4 purusharthas, I will be absolutely alert. In that, Artha Karma Kama is totally selected, deleted. No more. Dharma to the extent if I am called for. अब तो इसको कोई बुलाने वाला है ही नहीं है. What is the fourth left now? Only Moksha Purusha. I'll be alert about all four Purushartha means first two are given up, third one is as much as it is required, fourth one is fully involved in the Moksha Purushartha. Then Yadi Syat means whatever the time is left, Siddha Atmani, this way I am convinced in myself. Atmani Siddha, I made Nischay ले लिया. ये हो गई भगवान की कृपा. Now this Nischay is the one which is spoken in every Shastra as first basic qualification. And from last 2.5 years of our class, nowadays little bit we reduce asking it or saying it, but earlier every day we used to refer to this point. Ki have we decided ourselves to be Adhyatmic Sadhaka, or we are still tentative about Sadhakatva and decisively we are living as a Samsari? Didn't we question that so many times in our earlier classes? Because if you're not decided to be sadhaka, you not decide sadhana. It will be only tentative. Is it not? That vyavasayatmika buddhi, which Krishna talks about in Gita chapter 2. Nischay karo. What you do is later on. It gives result, it teaches you lesson. But tum nischay karo. But nischaya, if it is authority of Guru and Shastra, you will not have regret or guilt. See the nischaya of Nachiketa. I want only that. The Nishchaya of Prahlada. I can't say anything other than Bhagavan. The two Nishchayas of the Raja Parikshit, the hero of this text. One is Prayopavesha, I will not eat, drink anything till I die. Second is only Bhagavad Katha I will listen from Guru Shukadevji. See the Nishchaya of Sita ji. I want Rama. Nishchaya of Rama. I will take up all the Elpa monkeys, cross the ocean, finish Ravana, establish Dharma, protect Sita. The Nishchaya of Pandava to stand to Dharma. Is it not? A scientist investigating Nishchaya Purvaka, though he is a Paramanastika, still the Lord reveals the scientific truths to him because of his Nishchayatmikata. For that matter, even a terrorist is given a success because of his Nishchaya. A chore is given success. A corrupt politician, a Gotala wala, because at that time he was Nishchaya, therefore it gave result to him. But the Nishchaya is wrong, naturally you will get the consequence of it. इसलिए निश्चय ही आपको सफलता देगी. बट किस बात का निश्चय भी फिर एक इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट. ही हैज टेकन द निश्चय ऑफ टू टाइप्स. नो मोर अर्थ काम, ओनली मोक्ष. धर्म देयर इज नो चॉइस, यू हैव टू डू ओनली. सो अप्रमत्त अखिलस्यार्थे यदि स्यात् सिद्ध आत्मनि, सिद्ध आत्मनि. सो निश्चय हो गया. एंड दैट निश्चय इज टेस्टेड एवरी मोमेंट. Like for me, the nischaya of continuing the classes, every day is tested by my own mind. You don't know how much I go through. But that nischaya I have to go on holding on to. And that will be given up only when little higher nischaya than this is taken up. Only then I'll give it up. Not to take up other nischaya, leave the class and eat and sleep. Okay? निश्चय ले ली तो उसका मतलब ये नहीं कि वो खत्म हो गया वहां. उसका हर कदम पे टेस्ट होता है. उसको जीतते ही रहना है. And Shreyansi Bahuvignani. When you take the Nishchaya of Shreya Marga, even Devatas also bring the Vignas. The people at home also come as Vigna. हाँ बस करने लगे साधना, सब काम चोरी के लिए, काम से भगने. जब then the Bahu doesn't say, but she feels inside. Whenever I want to tell some work to this father-in-law, he goes and sits in front of that class. I think that Swami should be first of all blamed and scolded. Sometimes they say also, instead of sitting in a water, idiot box and all, go and do some work in the market. More than these two outer vigna, the bigger vigna is your own mind, body. It will, I tell you, थोड़ा आपको डरा ही देता हूँ आज, कुछ भी हो जाए. When you start doing sadhana, the millions of lives earned, all negativities will attack so much. that you won't feel, you can't even take it also. Like in India, if you true secularism you want to bring out, for that if you try to change the constitution to make it truly secularist, the other side will revolt so much. More than that, the people who take the votes from them, they become so revolting. Vichitra hota hai wo. So too, the habits of so many lives come as vighna. And when they come, some come arrogantly, some ferociously, some emotionally, some sympathetically. देखो, कामना आता है, बोलते हैं अगर इतना जन्म एंजॉय किया ना और थोड़ा एंजॉय करो, इन्हें साधना ही करनी है ना, 30th February से कर लेना, इट विल टेल यू. That is the one way of the enemy. Samadhana Bheda Danda. These are the four upaya with which we defeat enemy, no? But we are also, when we are doing sadhana, for all these durgunas, we are the enemy. So they try all those methods on us also. भेद दंडोपाय हम समझते हैं लेकिन सामधान नहीं समझते. What is samadhan upaya? After 1 hour sleep, then I will go for my meditation. It looks so nice. But we forget that we have lost that meditation. And then after 1 hour sleep, that become 3 hours. When you get up, immediately the other plans of the work day, they call you, then meditation kal ke liye postpone. Very sweetly, nicely, the mind has defeated us. That you don't even know the pinch and pain of it. And it goes on every day. And every day do the same thing. कि मैं खाने के बाद या सोने के बाद या घूम के आने के बाद स्पिरिचुअलिटी करूँगा. These are all samadhana upaya of our inner enemy, not allowing us to go on the path of spirituality. You are convinced about it. Though your nischaya is there, still you are not started. देखो, the nischayata should be supported by the beginning initiative. That initiation should continue by continuing journey in spite of all obstacles, all temptations. Siddha Atmani. What I am saying is what? इतने सारे विघ्न आते हैं, जन्म जन्म के वो सारे संस्कार. देखो, when a person is about to die, definitely the people whom who love him, they'll come. But more vigorously with all negativity, those people come who have given him lot of money as loan. Outside they come to sympathize and all, but heart in heart they think, अरे ये बिना दे मरेगा क्या? क्या होगा हमारा? Understand? In the same way, all the negativities will attack us. We don't even know it. Shreya marg mein. So how should we are siddha in our nischaya? That's the point conveyed. Clear? Very good. And take the help of God, Guru. Beg them, request them, ask them, do upasana, Bhagwan. दे दो एनर्जी, दे दो शक्ति मुझे इसी मार्ग में, हमको मन की शक्ति देना, मन विजय करे इत्यादि. Clear? Last one. When I am now Siddha Atmani, convinced about myself to walk only spiritual path, tatra mam anumoderan devaha tribhuvana ishvaraha. Let all the devatas of all three lokas please give me anumati. I request them. I beg them that they pardon me for all my mistakes. And here onwards, I will less pursue them or serve them. More, I pursue only the ultimate adhyatmika sadhana. Please let them not only forgive me, but empower me in this path with whatever they can give me. Mam anumoderan devaha trivaneshwaraha. And what about your confidence? Muhurtena brahmalokam katvanga samsad. अरे कटवांग जी एक मुहूर्त में ही गॉड द ब्रह्म तत्व. So that possibility I will take it for myself. And I'm not worried about result. I am concerned about my sadhana what is to be done every moment. This is what Bhikshu's half Gita. Now Bhagavan will tell with the decision when the Brahmana became Bhikshu, how he was living his sadhana. At that time, how he was inflicted variety of dukkha by the entire world. how he took all of them in positive stride. This becomes a big chunk of this chapter, which we'll pursue tomorrow. Om. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamujachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishate. Om Shanti Shanti. Sri Guru Bhyo Namah. Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki Jai. Let's come for our Valmiki Ramayana.